Hello, today we're going to talk about how to format equations for word problems. We're going to talk about two different ways to format the equation. The first one of those being slope-intercept form of a line, which is y is equal to mx plus b. I'm going to talk about what each one of these variables mean. First, your y stands for your total price or total cost of something. Okay, m is going to be the rate of change or the price for each object. So anytime you're giving how much something it costs for each item, that's where you will put that information. You will replace the m with that. Now the x is the object one that you're talking about. So we're going to use this equation when there's only one object that we're talking about that has some type of price. And then you'll use b. It stands for your starting point or your starting amount. So if there's a starting point or starting amount that is associated with the problem, you'll always put that information in for B. Now this is the one that we're most familiar with and have used a great deal. But there's a second one that we have to become familiar with and that we're going to start using a lot. That one is called standard form. When you have ax plus by is equal to c, it is standard form. Again, your x and y are your variables. And we'll talk about what each one of these things mean as well. First, C, the thing that's alone by itself on the other side of the equal sign, is again your total price or your total cost. The A stands for the rate of change or price for object one. So you have one object and that's the price for it. And then the B stands for the rate of change or price for object two. So you use this formula or equation when you have two different objects that has a total price together. So, and those objects can be different things. I'm just using the word object so that we know it can stand for more than one different thing. And now our x value, it stands for object one. So x will represent whatever object one is, and then y will represent whatever object two is. So if you kind of follow it, basically if you take object one and multiply it by how much each one of those costs and add it to the product of object two and the price of each one of those, you will get the total price that that object will cost or how much you earn or whatever it's talking about in the particular problems. So these are the two main ways that we will look at setting up equations when we are looking at prices and how much something costs and how much you can earn and different things like that. Make sure that you have all this information. We'll have plenty of practice tomorrow in class.